So once again, good morning everybody and welcome to today's webinar brought to you by the Alberta Canola Producers Commission. Today's webinar is Canola Stand Establishment and Getting the Crop Off to a Great Start. Our main presenter is Doug Moisey, a Senior Agronomy Specialist with the Canola Council of Canada. Also on the line is Aaron Brock, our Agronomy Specialist with the Canola Council of Canada based in the Peace River region. And I'll turn things over to Doug here.
The biggest thing still is, no matter what we have for the best varieties out there, we have some probably the most top-end genetics I've seen in the last 15 years coming to the market in the last couple of years. It's still a high seeding mortality, and it's because of its small seed size. And this mortality is inconsistent, and it's because of the small seed size and this inconsistency that we sometimes see a lot of stands that, just aren't what we're hoping to be. Average conditions, we probably see that 40 to 60% emergence. And this poor emergence could be in multiple factors: seeding speed, dry soils, soil temperatures, plus a myriad of other little things. So things we need to be thinking about for this season here that I feel we have to be thinking about: where are we at? And as far as most parts of Western Canada, some places we're dry, and we have to be thinking about how dry were we in our fields last year. And our herbicides are an issue. Now, typically we shouldn't be seeing some issues, but there is concern out there that, with the drier summer that we had and the drier fall, we didn't get the herbicide breakdown that we were hoping to. How is our straw residue? Was it an issue in 2009 in regard to stand establishment? Is it going to be this year? Are you pushing the limits of fertilizer with the seed this year? Being that we have a lot of areas right now where I'm not seeing much snow out there, the snow's melted away. I've had a lot of comments from producers saying is that they've got enough moisture to get the crop going, but is it enough to really get it going? And so are we pushing that limits? How soon do you plan to seed, and what's the soil temperature, and how fast do you plan to seed? Things that we need to be thinking about coming up this year. And going back, you guys have seen this, many people have seen this, but the idea is to re-emphasize that there are probably about 69 production factors affecting the emergence of your canola crop. We're trying to target 7 to 14 plants per square foot on average. The thing here we have to be thinking about at the end of the day is we still are trying to target 10 plants, but there are a lot of different little things that can affect, from crop residues, herbicide residues, pests, and your seeding practices. Probably one of the most controllable things are our seeding practices, from seeding depth to seeding date to herbicides, seeding method, and things like that. The first thing we have to start thinking about here is that at the end of the day, we have to be keeping a sample. Seed pickup days are starting to come up here pretty quick here. A lot of the companies are saying, come on down, pick up your samples. This is the idea: is pick up that seed, get it home, take some samples. What we're recommending is a minimum of at least 2 cup sample of all crops sown. It doesn't matter if it's wheat, barley, canola, should be kept on hand. If you've got one lot number of canola, for example, and you're going to be using it across all your acres, just grab enough, like 2 cups from take some samples from some different bags. They should be stored in a Ziploc bag, or use a sample bag from a registered seed laboratory. Label these samples with the information on the seed lot, and include also your blue certified seed tag with the sample. The big trick here, though, is to ensure that they're stored in a nice, cool, dry place in a rodent-proof container. Keep it away from direct sunlight and white temperature fluctuations, and keep those on hand. Not saying that there's going to be potentially any problems, but the idea being is that if something does show up, what we do want to make sure is that we do have a sample on hand. So again, the idea is keep a good sample for this year. And this helps us as agronomists. If you phone us up and you have some issues showing up on your fields where you're maybe not getting emergence that you'd like to see, or for example, if you have a couple of different varieties, or say maybe the same variety with a couple of different seed lots and you're seeing some differences, unless we have some samples, there's really no way to backtrack on what potentially could be happening. But I think the next thing that you have to be thinking about here is, now with this warmer weather, we have to start thinking about what we should be doing at the shop. And